Hello, welcome along, welcome back to VGC16. Right, so on the 21st of November I went down to Stratford for the first UK regional. It was quite nice. This video I'm going to talk about my team that I used, the differences to the team that I've used before, and then I'm going to show you the battle videos and explain how I did and what I think I can take from it going forward. It's probably going to be a couple of videos, but I'm not sure how many or where the split's going to be, so apologies for like a dodgy outro or something, but whatever. Okay, so I'm using the same team that I was using in the last VGC video you saw, which was the Oval one, as that is Arcanine, Hydreigon, Kangaskhan, Scizor, Suicune and Sylveon. However, you may remember that I mentioned that I would have been in a better position if I could have protected the Hydreigon and Tailwinded it, because my Hydreigon was choice specky choice. So I changed that. He's now got a Life Orb. There he is. That means I can give him Protect, and the move I got rid of was... what's he called? Draco Meteor. Because it might seem like an odd choice, because you think surely the point of Hydreigon, boom, Draco Meteor. But actually no, I haven't used Draco Meteor. The whole time I had it, I'd never used it, because Hydreigon in my team fulfills a sort of utility role, where he's the only ground move, the only ground move on my team. It's the only powerful fire move on my team. I know I've got an Arcanine, but he's a defensive tank sort of thing. So I swapped that out for Protect. That was much better, but that meant that my Scizor that previously had the Life Orb was a fast Scizor. I stole the EVs from someone called Fatum on the Nugget Bridge site. Scizor couldn't have the Life Orb anymore, so pretty standard Lumberry. That's brilliant because you can predict that, you know, where a status move is going to come in and Scizor can just mop it up. Also, I decided to give it Swords Dance because Scizor rarely gets knocked out in one go. It would have to be something boosted that attacked it, or of course a fire move. So there's plenty of opportunities to Swords Dance, and thinking back to my previous battles with the old Life Orb Scizor, I thought, you know, I attacked then, but I wasn't knocked out, so I could have Swords Danced. It would have been better in the long run, because it can terrify your opponent as well, which is, you know, a good sort of psychological boost. To make room for Swords Dance, I got rid of Knock Off. Now I like Knock Off, it's a great move, but it's a little bit too situational for me. Scizor is just an attacker, priority attacker, and I thought, you know, if I super effect something with Knock Off, it'll probably super effect it with Bug Bite as well. Like, I'm thinking mainly about Cresselia, things like that. I'd rather just Bug Bite. And of course, if I do get a Swords Dance up, that's much better, because then I can Bullet Punch, which is better. So rather than a fast Scizor, it's a 252 HP Scizor. So moving on then to the rest of the team. Arcanine is the same, except it's got Flamethrower instead of Overheat, because, well, Flamethrower is a little bit better. Overheat missed a bit too often for my liking, so I went for Flamethrower. Kangaskhan is the same one. He did have Double Edge, but Double Edge was a double-edged sword for me, because it does a lot of damage, but you also take out a lot of your HP as well, and I felt like my Kangaskhan was getting knocked out when it shouldn't have been, because it had done damage to the opponent, which is just a bit counterproductive, really. So I swapped it around for Return. You usually see Power Up Punch with that, but I would rather just survive longer and get the attack off straight away with Return. Low Kick and Fake Out are standard, but you notice I have Crunch. That is because I found myself getting fed up with all the prediction thing that a Sucker Punch can bring into it. And bring into a game. You know, oh, are you going to attack? Shall I use Sucker Punch? Will I run out of PP? All that. So I thought, you know what? Let's just have Crunch. I can attack. That's sorted. That's how I play. However, you'll see that there are, thinking back, I haven't watched these battle videos back yet, but just with memory, there are 2 battles where I lost that I should have won if I'd have had Sucker Punch, because I needed to attack first and I couldn't. So definitely the next thing on my list is to get another Kangaskhan with... I'm not sure if Sucker Punch is a tutor move or whether I have to breed it, but either way, another Kangaskhan with Sucker Punch is on the cards. Suicune is exactly the same. Sylveon is pretty much just the hyper voice machine, isn't it? Nothing else really matters. Protect matters, of course, with Picty Plate, because it's not choice specs. Maybe I should just make a choice spec. No, I won't. Because Protect, I think, is very useful. fantastically useful in doubles, of course. I think I had Helping Hand the last time, but never used it, just forgot about it. And I had Hyper Beam there instead of Magic Coat. Magic Coat, I was just looking for moves that could be useful, and I thought, well, you know, if someone tries to spore me, I could use Magic Coat, I don't know. No biggie. Right, so that's enough of that. Let's move on to the first battle video. Now, there were 7 rounds of Swiss, and I will talk at the end about my thoughts regarding the tournament structure and so on, because I don't think that the way that the tournaments are structured at the moment is very good, and you'll find out why at the end of the next video. So, bear with me a second. So the first one was against Sam James, who had Milotic, Jolteon, Salamence, Ferrothorn, Talonflame, and Clefairy. Or with Arcanine and Suicune. I like to lead with Suicune because of the Tailwind, and I thought the Intimidate would come in useful. Indeed it did, because Salamence was in the lead. And he's got a Clefable there, which of course screams Follow Me and Dragon Dance. Now, I don't really have any way around that on my team. I don't have anything with Taunt. I mean, Taunt would just shut down that strategy completely, but I don't have it. So my only other alternative is just attack, and I got into a bit of a pickle on this one, figuring out what to do. So Salamence obviously Mega Evolves, and Clefable, you just Follow Me. It's pretty much as you'd expect. And there's the Dragon Dance. Now, unfortunately, there's just not really a lot I can do about that. I can burn the Salamence, but of course, Follow Me just redirects that, so it's a bit annoying. I did go for the burn just on the off chance that he didn't follow me, you never know. And I got the Tailwind up. In my opinion, I don't think I lose too much by allowing that to happen. You know, I've burned one of their guys and I've got the Tailwind up, so that's all good. I switch out Arcanine because I want to bring it back in on this Salamence to intimidate it again. And Kangaskhan can of course fake out if he survives to the next turn, which he doesn't. So I'm already 1 Pokemon down, which is not good. However, Salamence does get recoil from that double edge, which will help me immeasurably. And the Ice Beam comes out. See, I had to Ice Beam because I can't be sure whether he's going to follow me again. He did in the end. The Fable was pretty solid. I think in hindsight, he's always gonna use Follow Me there because I didn't threaten him, didn't threaten the Clefable, but I wasn't sure at the time. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. So Arcanine comes back in for the second Intimidate. So this Salamence is now, I think, at minus. Did he Dragon Dance again, or is he at? Yeah, you know, he's at minus. It's not. I've lost track. But anyway, I just went straight for the attack because I'm thinking he's probably going to follow me again here. So if I can just knock him out, that would be great. But I don't, and I don't think the burn is going to be enough to knock him out either. Oh, of course it won't, because he's got Magic Guard, which I completely forgot about until now. A Protect from Arcanine because I'm predicting the double edge into him, and it will of course help me with my leftover McGuffins. And of course there it is. And I can get the Ice Beam away. If he doesn't follow me, I hit the Salamence. If he does follow me, I knock him out, so it's no problem. So what would I have done differently here? Just attacked. I would have just attacked with my strongest moves. So here comes the Tailwind, and there's Milotic. I was quite lucky he didn't lead with Milotic, to be honest. But I tend to find Milotic tends to scare away my Arcanine, but Arcanine is such a good Pokemon for me to bring. I thought I'm just going to bring it anyway, because he is probably going to try and scare away my Arcanine and lead, assuming that I don't lead with Arcanine because of the Milotic, so I thought let's just go with it. I can now Ice Beam that Salamence and knock it out. I've lost my Arcanine, but I don't mind that at all. I'm in a much better position now. I've got rid of the Clefable, got rid of the Salamence. Ferrothorn's back in, which means I could have done with the Arcanine, but luckily, anticipating a Ferrothorn, I bought Hydreigon, which as you saw earlier, has Flamethrower. He does Protect though. Milotic, see, I thought it might use an Ice move. I knew it wouldn't be able to knock me out, Milotic, but I wasn't anticipating that it wouldn't have an Ice move at all. It's quite interesting. Yes, here comes a Tailwind. So next turn, Ferrothorn tries to Protect again, but nothing doing. He wants to try and knock out this Hydreigon, of course, because he knows that I'm going to knock him out. He wasn't able to get the double Protect up though, so it's nice and easy for me. And I haven't optimised this HP for Life Orb recoil either, because I literally just swapped the items out from my old set. So who knows what it means, whether it's good or not. So now it's just me against that Melodic, and luckily for me I burn it, which will help me out immeasurably. I don't like Melodic, because I don't have any electric moves on my team or grass moves. I'm assuming he's going to attack the Hydreigon, so if I protect... There we go, yeah. He does attack straight away, which just pretty much gives me a free turn of burn damage, with no damage on my side. So that was quite proud of that project. That was a good one. So now let's go straight for the Dark Pulse. It's the most powerful move, and he's not going to be able to knock both of us out. But it didn't matter in the end anyway, because I flinched him. The hacks are real. So that was a win for me to start the day off, which was pretty nice. On to the next one. So this one is against Arashamati, former world champion. He had the mole one, whose name I can never remember, Excadrill, that's right, Salamence, Aegislash, Amoonguss, Hydreigon, and Tyranitar. So I went for my standard lead, which is just fake out Tailwind. And he went for that. So again, it's redirection and Salamence. Seems to be a common theme. Kangaskhan does get the attack drop, which is a little bit annoying, but I go straight for the Mega Evolve and Fake Out. Now, who or what do I Fake Out? That's the question. If only I knew. If only there was someone here who would know. Salamence protects. And Fake Out onto the Amoonguss. Picking up a lot of damage from the Rocky Helmet. More percentage damage to myself than the Amoonguss, but I didn't want the Amoonguss to put any of my guys to sleep. I wanted to get the Tailwind up at the very least. So Salamence switches out, and Aegislash comes in, because obviously Mega Kangaskhan can't touch Aegislash, with return and shit, and so that's exactly what happened. I'm going to speed from Suicune onto the same slot, so I did actually double target the Salamence, which is kind of obvious. And Suicune does get put to sleep. That's fine. It's done its duty for Queen and Country. The crunch comes in from Kangaskhan, and as the animation is going, I suddenly remember that Aegislash might be carrying a weakness policy, and what do you know, as I'm thinking it, that happens. But not to worry, I've done a hell of a lot of damage to it. I got quite lucky with the crit on the second attack. Suicune's doing nothing. And we see, presumably, a Shadow Ball onto Suicune. Yeah. Which does a lot of damage. That does twice as much as it would usually do, and my special defense falls, which is not very useful. I get the Citrus Berry, but it makes no difference. I'm still going to be knocked out. And the Energy Ball from Amoonguss finishes the job. So I'm playing against the clock now with this Tailwind. Scizor comes in, which does not benefit from Tailwind at all, but, whatever. Amoonguss Rage's Powder. I quite like this this strategy. Rage Powder, you can just keep the Aegislash in, what's it called, Blade form. However, I did target the Amoonguss with the return, so I did a lot of damage to it. And the Swords Dance from Scizor. Now, let's think about this in hindsight. Should I not have just attacked with Scizor? Because had I attacked, I may have knocked something out. See, but I didn't want to just attack the Aegislash because he might have King's Shield. I didn't account for the Rage Power thing. But yeah, so there you go. Should have attacked. My thinking with Swords Dance was that I'm kind of in a bad position here. I need to just sort of maximise it. If I get a Swords Dance up and survive, I'm in a great position. But looking at their HP, I may have even knocked Amoonguss out. You never know. But not to worry. I have knocked it out now, and the Hyper Voice does nothing. So back comes Salamence in, and Kangaskhan now going to be at -2. And he does Mega Evolve, in fact. Salamence protects. Now, did I use Crunch? Ah, wide guard. Dear, oh dear. Terrible. I did use crunch. So that Aegis Slash is now gone. And the Hyper Voice does nothing. So the final Pokemon then, Excadrill, 2v2. Although I'm in a worse position. Now I protect here, I think if he attacked the Sylveon, I could knock out the Salamence, but unfortunately for me, he's used his Hyper Voice to get spread damage. And this is an instance where if I had Sucker Punch, I would have just knocked him out. And then I could have attacked, but whatever. Shit happens and all that. Yeah, if I'd have protected and Sucker Punch, I would have knocked out the Salamence, and then I could have used Low Kick and Hyper Voice next turn on the Excadrill. But not to worry, that's that. So I ended up losing that one, which is a shame. If I'd had Sucker Punch, a whole different story. So that was a loss. That puts me at 1-1. On to the next one. So this round 3 is against Christopher Barron. He of Nugget Bridge, Havak there. You always see him in tournaments with a Nugget Bridge t-shirt on, so I knew he was serious business. He had Bisharp, Salamence, Rotom Wash, Infernape, Amoonguss, and Cresselia. Didn't like the look of Cresselia there. I think everything else I'm pretty much fine with, apart from the potential Intimidate into the Bisharp. Can't remember what I bought. I just looked at the screen and I can't remember. So first turn I Mega Evolve. I know the Infernape is faster, but I'm just kind of hoping, I'm going to try and fake out anyway, because if he fakes out the Suicune, I get a fake out myself. But you never know, it could happen. And a Scald against the Infernape takes it down to its Focus Sash. He switches it out then. And in comes Amoonguss. Looking to Spore and Rage Powder and all that nonsense. You check that perfectly EV'd Rotom there. Activates the Citrus Berry after Adamant 252 Kangaskhan's first return. He does get the burn though. It's bad. And the Snarl is nice, but the Mist was not nice, but whatever. That Amoonguss is weakened now, so I'll take that. I take out Kangaskhan. I thought I'd bring it back in for Fake Out later on. And in comes Hydreigon. Thunderbolt into Suicune. I know I can survive that. Look at that. You beauty. And now is the perfect chance to get the Tailwind up. I know that whatever he attacks Kangaskhan with, Hydreigon can resist, or it'd be, regular effectiveness or whatever. But I forgot about the whole Spore thing, because Kangaskhan was burnt. So I thought, he's not gonna status that one. But he did. He predicted me. So I got the Tailwind up, but no good. I tried to protect there, but no good. In hindsight, I shouldn't have protected because I wasn't going to wake up, and I gave away the fact that I have protect now by going first. Not to worry. There's the Thunderbolt and the Giga Drain. Luckily, the Snarl really putting in some work there. Next turn, Protect. Hydreigon wakes up and Flames Thrower, but Amoonguss did Protect, which was bloody lucky for him. Jammy Git. And another Snarl just to make absolutely sure that I'm in a good position there. The Thunderbolt is going to knock out Suicune, obviously. He's only got 10 HP left, come on. But, he's crippled. All he can do is burn things now. And maybe paralyze things if he's lucky. So back comes Kangaskhan. Now, I remember this. I thought I still had the Tailwind up. I should have just used Return there because I would have knocked it out. So that was a misplay. You don't always have to fake out the turn you bring him in. If I'd have just returned, I'd have knocked him out. And here comes the Spore, putting him to sleep again. Because there goes the Tailwind now, so I've lost that advantage. And Rotom lives to fight another day. Incommon Salamence for an Intimidate. So Kangaskhan now at -1 and halved. The return from Kangaskhan straight into that Amoonguss just to get rid of it. The Rocky Helmet is immaterial. So next turn, I went for the Protect again. Obviously I'm still asleep. No I didn't, it's not the next turn yet. What am I going on about? Okay, Infernape comes in, now it's the next turn. Salamence Mega Evolves. We're going to see a Fake Out from Infernape. Onto... oh, I don't know. Kangaskhan? No, Hydreigon. Okay. And the Double Edge from Salamence. And here is the other one where I wanted Sucker Punch. I wouldn't have won this. It wouldn't have won me the game, the Sucker Punch, but it would have been useful. However, return does happen. I get a crit, which is nice. Especially considering the the burn and the attack drop and everything. So, the final Pokemon is Sylveon. Infernape, go bye-bye. Is it the final Pokemon? I don't know, I've lost track. Rotom comes back in. Salamence protects. He's, I think he's just kind of sacrificing the Rotom here, isn't he? Return into the Protect and a Hyper Voice to knock out the Rotom. Okay. Now here is where I wanted the Sucker Punch. Although Infernape was probably just going to Fake Out Kangaskhan anyway. Sylveon protects. Infernape does Fake Out onto the Kangaskhan though. But he doesn't knock him out, so you see... no, a Sucker Punch wouldn't have mattered anyway because he flinched. So okay, no. Sucker Punch would have been useful, but it wouldn't have helped. Protect would have been better. Anyway, Salamence protects there. Yet again. Another Hyper Voice. Encore. I remember this now. I was not expecting Infernape to have Encore. Now, I won't subject you to the rest of this battle. It's literally just protect, encore, protect, encore, protect, encore. And then, eventually I ran out of PP. And I didn't run out of PP, he just attacked me. Protect failed, but I got I was getting triple protect, quadruple protect, it was absolutely insane. I can't believe it was 20 turns long, that battle, and I stopped it there on turn 13. The rest of it was just me protecting every single turn. Protect, protect, protect. I cannot believe the luck I had there. But yeah, that battle's over. So that was another loss. That puts me at 1-2. On to the next one.